As everyone knows, the world has evolved and has changed drastically in the last 100 years. And the studies show that we're processing as individuals more than 175 times more information on a daily basis than we did 100 years ago. And yet our ability to process that information hasn't sped up. So we're all kind of being bombarded and losing control over what's happening in our minds and our bodies, which is why mental health issues are really reaching all-time highs. And so people ask me, what's the difference between the mind and body? Often when we talk about the mind, people are like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, and they're pointing to their brains. And what we've really come to understand is that the mind is running all through our bodies and our brains. And so we really kind of need to differentiate between the mind and the body and really realize that we're both. So if we're just trying to treat the body, then we're only doing half the work. Or if we're just trying to treat the mind, then we're only doing half the work. So we really want to bring it together and do both, which is why mindfulness is really working and helping so many people, because they're learning from their mind how to affect how their body functions. And so the body and the mind, we're creating electricity. We're basically power plants. We eat food and drink water, and there's a neurological connection that creates, it's a biochemical reaction, which creates electricity. And our bodies are functioning at the lowest level in the unconscious mind, which is what we say is the area that runs our bodies, through our genetics and our past and our senses. So whatever we sense, our bodies start to react, and actually a second to a second and a half later, we're starting to know what that reaction is and react to the reaction. So like if we eat something and it starts to bother us, we don't really know that in our brains. It's in our minds and our stomach. It's a hard thing to understand. So I like to say that our minds are processing what's happening in the 12 different systems of our body, and then our brain finds out about it and then sends information back on how to react to that. So it's really, really important to start to look inward to understand how our bodies and our minds are working together for us on a daily basis so that we can move from survival into thrival.